الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلنا سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. There's a principle that we should remember when we are considering our batin, when we are considering our esoteric self, our inner self. Really, two things within us. One is the ruh. Ruh is an amr from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from alami amr. And the second big thing within us is the nafs, which has been created in alami khalq, which is the source of our carnal, animalistic instincts and desires. So the principle is anything that will become a source of burden for the nafs, that will help the ruh fly and flourish. So whenever we put burden on the nafs, the ruh is going to fly. In any time there is burden on the ruh, the nafs is going to flourish. If we keep this in mind, it becomes extremely apparent to us why this Ramadan or this month is so essential, so valuable for each and every one of us. Because this is a month in which we burden our nafs. And so the natural reaction of that is that our ruhaniyat, even if we don't intend for it, our ruhaniyat flourishes. Everybody. Even a blind person, they will be able to feel a big difference. Right? And they will attribute it, oh well, this is the general rahmat. Of course there's general rahmah and barakah in this month. But also because we are fasting, because we are engaging in ibadah, because the overall environment throughout the globe, there are 2 billion people, most of them, they are engaging in this ibadah. And so the cumulative effect of that is that the ruhaniyah of the mu'mineen, of those who submit, of those who believe, it flourishes. Right? So if we are able to extend that beyond the month of Ramadan, one can imagine that it will become easy for any one of us to realize and actualize wilaya in our life. This is, there's no special DNA for it. It's not some special human beings who can only become wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No. This is something kasbi that you make mihnat for it. It doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, it doesn't matter what language you speak, or if you don't speak any language. What matters is that our direction is straight, that we are in the right direction. We have the proper irada. Right? This is why people who are salik, people who are walking on this path, they call murid. They are murid of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not of a shaykh. This is a big mistake that we make. That I'm a murid of some city or I'm a murid of some shaykh. No. We are murid of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because we make irada for Allah ta'ala. That's all we do. Right? And so the irada has to be pakka. Yaqeen muhkam, amal pe ham, muhabbat fatih adam. You have to have that pakka irada. And with that irada, you have to show himmat. You don't irada karke baith jaye, you're just sitting down and just imagine that things are going to happen. No, you have to put in the mujahida. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. Allah Ta'ala opens up the gates of hidayah for those people who show this himmat. Irada has to translate into himmat into mujahida. And you have to prepare yourself. You really have to prepare yourself for imtihan after imtihan. I mean, look at those people who are the closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. our Master Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I mean, look at the level of imtihan. Look at the level of sacrifices. And one has to wonder. I mean, he's the Habib of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you claim love, Allah ta'ala tests you. And so when we say, Ya Allah, we want to get close to you, I mean, we better prepare ourselves for imtihan from those closest to us and, from, the rizq and from other things that we feel that we don't want to lose. No, we have to lose everything before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses us with them. These dunyavi connections with dunya, with makhlooq, दिल नहीं करता छोड़ने का, लेकिन अल्लाह को पाने के लिए छोड़ना पड़ता है. कहते हैं कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है, कुछ खोएंगे तो कुछ पाएंगे. So nafs ki lazat, there's also another mistake that we make when we're talking about nafs. We start making dua, Allah mere nafs ko maar de, mere nafs ko maar de. Nafs ko marna doesn't mean that you kill yourself. Right? That's unfortunate. You don't kill yourself. Nafs ko marna basically means कि उसकी लज़्ज़त, उसकी चाहतों को मारना. Otherwise, this nafs is a very important thing. If we destroy the nafs, right, then Allah Ta'ala says, Ya ayyatuhan nafsul mutma'inna. Allah Ta'ala is addressing the nafsul mutma'inna. It means that the nafs, it is or it can become very sacred because when it surrenders and submits, it has itminan, it's content with its Rabb, it loves, it desires to submit. Not that it's forced into submission, it desires, that's the difference. Right? It desires to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a mahboob nafs. This is a mahboob nafs, nafsul mutma'inna, radiyatum mardiyya. Some Shaykh have said that these are also levels of nafs as well. A nafs that is radi and mardiyya. So that is something we have to make dua for. Ya Allah, help me realize that. But also allow me to suppress these carnal desires. Allah, allow me to submit these carnal desires to you. Anything in excess is something that the Sharia doesn't want. Right? So when it comes to eating, maybe a little bit of mujahidah of eating like Rasulullah. When it comes to sleeping, maybe a little mujahidah of sleeping like Rasulullah. And when it comes to just talking all the time and that, we love doing that. दो बंदे मिलके बैठ जाएं तो बस चटर चटर चटर. तो maybe खामोशी का मजा, sometimes just being quiet, it has its own lesson. And we love company. It's okay. If you are falling into sin when you're alone, you better start getting into some good company. उसमें बंदा कहे नहीं मुझे इख्तिलात माल नाम नहीं करना और घर बैठ के गुनाह पे गुनाह कर रहा है, तो उससे बेहतर है कि जाके मस्जिद में लोगों के साथ ही बैठ जाए. तो but if a person can exercise self-control, then there's a lazzat in solitude, because that solitude is not with you, it's a solitude with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you are with your mahbub, you don't want anybody else interfering. And when your batin opens up to that reality, huwa ma'akum aynama kuntum, that your mahbub is with you and he is closer than you, nahnu aqrabu ilayhi min hablil warid, right? Then you don't want anyone else. उस तक पहुंचने की दुआ करनी चाहिए. ये सिर्फ बातें नहीं है. These are ahwal. These are not just aqwal. These are ahwal that we have to realize in our lives. रमजान का महीना है तो दुआ मांगे. जितनी दुआ मांगेंगे अल्लाह ने उतना ही अता करना है. बस ये एक बात जो है ना पक्की लगी. जितनी रो रो के दुआएं मांगेंगे अल्लाह ताला ने उतनी ही जल्दी देना है. इन अतानी यमशी अतैतुहु हरवला. बस कदम तो उठाएं. ये कदम उठाना दुआ मांगना ही है, इरादा करना ही है, अल्लाह ताला को अपने सामने पाओ. अल्लाह से दुआ है कि रमज़ान मुबारक में मुझे, आपको, हम सबको अल्लाह ताला अपनी कुर्बत, अपनी मार्फत, अल्लाह ताला अपना रुजू नसीब फरमाए, अपनी अनाबत नसीब फरमाए। अल्लाह ताला हमारे नफ्स का तज़किया फरमा दे। अल्लाह ताला फनाए क़ल्बी फनाए नफ्सी अता फरमाए। अल्लाह ताला महरूमी से बचा ले। एक दूसरे की दुआ किया करें। आमीन या रब्बुल आलमीन। व आखिरु दावाना अनिल हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन।